Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, basically I uploaded a TikTok the other day which I'm going to insert somewhere and I'll let you guys watch it quickly.
Nice.
Okay, so basically in that TikTok I just explained like a brief outline about like manifesting or whatever, but the main takeaway from it and the bit that I ended up getting a lot of questions about was this whole concept of letting go. And if you're really into manifesting and all that kind of stuff, you've probably heard this phrase a lot. And I guess at the time I didn't really realize that that was going to be that's a topic that people struggle with, but I get it. So I thought, let me just make a video to just explain in a bit more depth about what letting go is and how to let go and all that stuff about letting go. Okay, so when it comes to manifesting, what you're doing is you're manifesting your beliefs and your assumptions, and those things come from what you decide to believe and focus on and the thoughts and feelings you have about a particular thing. So I've explained it before in a different video, but when it comes to manifesting techniques, like the techniques are just there to get you to a place of believing what it is, believing whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Like the technique just helps you get to that place of that inner knowing that whatever it is that you want to manifest, that it's like that it's already done, it's already happening. And all manifesting is happening now. Like everything is happening right now. What you need to remember with manifesting is that whenever you're trying to manifest something, you need to understand and realize that that thing is happening now. Like there's no other time than now. Like saying something is going to happen in the future is going to keep it in the future, because you need to be focused on now. Like if you're trying to manifest something, I would always advise saying it in the present tense, focusing on it in the present tense, and feeling and knowing as if it is already done. Like even though you may not have that physical reassurance from your 3D world, it doesn't mean that it's not done. If it's done in your mind and if you deep within you like know that it's already done, it's just a matter of time until your 3D catches up. So, and I explained this in one of my videos. So another thing with manifesting is letting go is all about letting go of your like resistance to that manifestation happening. It's not about letting go of your desire or like letting go of the fact that you want to manifest that thing. That is impossible, and that's not what letting go is about. Letting go is about letting go of your like obsessive need and obsessive desire for this thing, so much so that you end up being so focused on the fact that you don't have that thing that you just end up continuing to manifest the fact that you don't have it. So let me go into this so the best way for me to explain this is, and I'm sure everyone can relate to this, there's been times in your life where you've been having a conversation with someone and then you're talking about something and then either something might happen or you suddenly just lose your train of thought. Then you end up spending so long trying to be like, oh, what was I thinking about? Oh, what was it I was going to talk about? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I can't remember, blah, blah, blah. Like you end up focusing on it so much that the thought just doesn't come back to you. Then when you're suddenly like, oh, do you know what? Let's just talk about something else. Either it will come to me or I'm just going to talk about something else, whatever, forget it. All of a sudden, the thought will then pop into your mind. And you're like, oh yeah, like that's what I was going to say. It's the exact same thing with letting go. So in the example that I just used, you're so focused on what it is that you are trying to remember that because your focus is on the fact that, oh my gosh, I can't remember this thing, you're continuing to not remember this thing. When you decide to then move to something else and talk about something else, you're then stopping all of that resistance. You're not suddenly forgetting about the fact that you wanted to remember what you wanted to talk about, or that what you wanted to talk about isn't important anymore, so just whatever. you've just broken that resistance to you having that thing. You've now allowed a space for that thing to then come. It's the same thing with letting go. Sometimes you'll be so focused on manifesting that thing that what you might actually be doing is putting so much focus on the fact that you don't have that thing, that you end up resisting that thing so much because your focus is so on, oh, I have to do this technique, or it isn't going to happen, or I have to do it once a day, or it's not going to happen, or you're manifesting from a place of fear that like, oh, I can't see this thing yet, so I need to do this technique, or oh, it's not there, or you do the technique and then you're like, oh, but it's not here. You need to let go of the resistance. Like, that is the bottom line. You have to let go of the resistance and allow for that manifestation to come through, because sometimes you can just end up, like I said, being so like focused on it that you put up so much resistance, and then you then put up so many obstacles for it to come to you. Another example I could use is, and again, we've all experienced this, you'll be looking for something, you're spending hours looking for it, like you might even be days sometimes, you're so focused on it, you're so stressed out about the fact that you can't find it, that oh my gosh, like it's not there, it should be here, whatever, like you just get yourself so worked up about the fact that you can't find it, right? Then same thing with the thoughts. You give up. You just decide, you know what, when I find it, or even if I don't find it, it's whatever, it's fine. And then as soon as you do that and you go off to do something else, you suddenly get this thought like, oh, let me just go and check here, or oh, that's where it is. It's the exact same concept. You have decided to just let go of the fact that you can't find this thing, like let go of the fact that it's not there. You just decide to go and do something else, and then lo and behold, you find this thing. So that's basically all letting go is. It's just letting go of the resistance, allowing yourself to actually finally get to experience this manifestation without you having so much resistance against it, because the resistance is just going to keep pushing it away. And like I said, you're just going to end up manifesting more of the fact that it's not there rather than what you want, which is for it to actually be there and to be in your physical 3D world. So a few ways for me anyway that I would advise, or things that I do to let go, is I will then focus my attention onto something else. Like whatever this one thing is that you're trying to manifest, like that's not the be all and end all. That's not the only thing that you want. I'm sure there's other things that you want. And there's probably, normally the whole let go thing is a lot harder with things that you perceive to be bigger. In reality, all things are the same. Manifesting a car is the same as manifesting you finding £5. It's exactly the same, but you seem to have a perception that manifesting that car is so much more harder, and there's so much more resistance to it, because within you might think or believe that there's so many things you have to do to get the car, whereas to find the £5 or to do something that is perceived as smaller has less obstacles, but it's all the same. But anyway, if there is something you perceive as big that you're trying to manifest right now, and you're having a hard time like letting go, and you're getting stressed about it, and you're getting so worked up about the techniques, and you're having thoughts about, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't happen, whatever, take your focus to something else. Like, and you doing this isn't then going to mean that that manifestation is not going to happen, and oh my gosh, I've decided to like, and the thing is, you don't forget about it, but you, in your mind, you might think, oh, but if I don't continue to like do these things, am I gonna just like forget about it and it's not gonna happen anymore, or I'm not gonna want it? Like, it's not about that. You're just putting your attention on something else so that you no longer have the resistance to this other thing over there that you want to manifest. So I would suggest putting your focus onto something else, trying to manifest something else that you perceive as easier, that doesn't have as many obstacles in your mind, that feels more natural to you. Like, just take your focus onto something else, and let go of your resistance to that thing. Like, let go of you spending too much time on techniques and all this stuff that you think you have to do to manifest this thing. focus on something else, and then allow that manifestation to come through. And this manifestation that you decide to let go of will end up coming to you. It will come to you in a natural way, and it will come to you unexpectedly, and you'll just be like, oh yeah, I was trying to manifest this, like, you know, like here it finally is now. Like, of course you won't have forgotten about the fact that you're manifesting this thing, but you just decide to just do other things and already know that this manifestation is done. Like, you've already put it into play, you know what you want, you've done whatever you feel you need to do to manifest it. Like, it is already done. Now just let it be and let it come to you in a natural way. And then there you go. And you can test this for yourself. Like, I know for me, sometimes there's certain manifestations that I want that I just get so worked up about. I spend so much time on it, I'm stressing about it, and then that thing doesn't come, or I just have too much resistance to it. Then when it does eventually come, I realize that, oh yeah, like, I went through a phase where I just wasn't really thinking about it anymore. I was just getting on with my life and doing other things, and then it came. So if you want to try it for yourself, try 2 things that are fairly easy to you to manifest. So one of these things, whatever you choose, you're going to be so focused on it, like, you know, like, not purposely be stressed about it, but constantly be looking for it, constantly like be trying to see it, be trying to get to it, constantly like just thinking about it and having all of these like thoughts that you might naturally do to this bigger thing or other things that you're trying to manifest. And then also have something else that you're trying to manifest that you're literally just gonna either do the technique once or do it a few times, and then you're just gonna decide to forget about it and focus on something else. More than likely, the thing that you just decide to try and manifest once, or do the technique once, or don't have too much, like, you're not stressing about it, you're just like, okay, it's whatever, like, I want this, it's whatever, you are going to end up manifesting this thing so much more quicker than the thing that you are focusing on and you are trying to, like, you have all this like stress and anxiety about and worries about. Like, try it and practice it for yourself, and you'll see the results. And then also, if you're trying your hardest to like let go, but this thing that you're manifesting is you just have a lot of resistance to it, like you said, within you just feel as if it's too hard for you to let go, you can't just let go, whatever, just maybe try and put it to the side for a bit. Like, try your hardest to put it to the side for a bit and build up your confidence with manifesting. So start with just manifesting normal, regular, everyday things. Like, build up your confidence, build up your power, build up the knowing within you that whatever you decide to manifest, you can have. Like, it's already yours. And then whatever this thing is that you might be finding so hard to let go of, either it will just come to you while you're doing those things because you've let go of your resistance, or now that you've built up your confidence and you feel as if you have so much more power and you're able to just manifest whatever you want and you don't have to stress about it, whatever, you'll find it that much easier to try and manifest this thing, and you will just naturally be able to let it go. Like, it won't even be it would just come naturally to it. Like, try it that way. But the bottom line is that when you're letting go of your resistance to you having that thing, and you being so needy and obsessive over the fact that it's not here, and it's about letting go of you doing so much to get that thing. Because think about it this way. When you already have, like, so for example, anything that you're trying to manifest. Say I'm manifesting my phone, for example, or I had manifested a phone. Like, when you finally get that phone, you're not every single day sitting there and thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for this phone. Oh, I'm so happy. Like, you're not. So basically what I'm trying to say is, you don't every single day do the techniques that you would do when you're trying to manifest something. And it's basically the same thing. Like, you have to know and believe that whatever you're trying to manifest has already happened now. So just start acting like it's already happened now. My phone, for example, yes, I'm grateful for it, and there'll be times that I might be on my phone and I'm doing something on it and I'm like, oh, you know, like, this is so amazing that I have this phone and I can do this and I can do that. But I don't sit there every single day thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for it, this. But like, you don't do that every single day. And that's the same thing with manifesting. Like, if you already just know it's there, you don't have to keep reaffirming, you don't have to keep doing certain techniques for it to be there. Like, it's just there, and you accept that it's there, and you get on, and you get on with your life. And then at certain times you might end up reminding yourself of being grateful for that thing, but it's not a constant reminder. And yeah, it's just the same thing with manifesting. Like, everything is happening now, everything is already yours now. It's just a matter of time before, like I said, it comes into your 3D. So treat whatever it is that you are trying to manifest in the same way. Don't be so focused on the fact that you need to do this technique to get this thing. It is already yours. So how would you act if that thing was already yours? You wouldn't be stressing about it not being there. You wouldn't be doing certain techniques for it to be there. It's already there. So just act as if it is. Yeah, I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense. I hope it's helped some of you guys with at least understanding a bit more about how to let go and a few things that you can do to let go. And yeah, go and try it for yourself. Like, you create your reality, everything is already yours. And yeah, you've got this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.